a few months ago, I had 3 boats that I could use for long trips, like going to get supplies from town and stuff like that. I decided I didn't need 3 boats, so I sold one, the middle-sized boat. And then the big boat had battery failure, which was not my fault, and the company refused to reimburse me until I made a video about how they refused to reimburse me. And then suddenly they got super cooperative. So I got some money, and I'll get to that in a minute. And then my 3rd boat, which is the smallest boat, the small fast one, got hit by another boat. Some crazy, not paying attention driver. Anyway, I put my little boat back together so I can go on solo trips to get supplies to town, whatever, but it doesn't hold much cargo, can't take my kids with me and stuff. So now I need to figure out one of these other 2 situations. Okay, the medium-sized boat, I sold that, it's gone. I still have the big boat though. Now the batteries are dead on it, except for there's still one working, but I'm not gonna trust one when 3 already died. Anyway, it also had a motor problem, like right around the same time, so I put a backup motor that's not really strong enough to get me to town and back fast. So, my decision is, do I make a whole new medium-sized boat now, which is I've been kind of wanting to do it anyway, or do I soup up the cargo boat? And I've been thinking about it. I think first I'm going to soup up the cargo boat, because if I build a medium-sized boat right now, I'm going to be rushing it. And the next boat I build, I want to be like super duper amazing, slick-o-matic. It just, I want to look at it and just be like, oh, I could not have done that any better. Because I've learned a lot about building boats, and the next one I build, I want it to be like, oh, like so good. So I don't want to do that right now because I'm going to rush it. So with the reimbursement I got from those other batteries that died, I used that money. I also spent some other money. And I got some, and I also got some money from the lady who hit me and destroyed my boat. So I guess it wasn't that much, but whatever. I ended up buying some lithium iron phosphate batteries. These are made by SOC, or S-O-K. People keep telling me it's S-O-K, not SOC. And these batteries have been, I had one of these before, and it was amazing until my boat got hit and it went under the water, obviously, then it's dead. But, so I have 4 of these batteries. They're 24 volts, 100 amp hour each. So that's 24 volts, 400 amp hours. Oh, look at that. 400 amp hours in those boxes. So, I gotta figure out what to do, some kind of motor situation to get the cargo boat like to town and back, or to the river and back, or wherever I need to go in a reasonable amount of time. Because right now with this little motor, it would take way too long. It's fine for little trips around here, but not anything long distance. So 2 main options came to mind. One, I have the lower end of an outboard motor, 25 horsepower outboard motor, and I have this 1 horsepower electric motor that I could put on that thing. It's buried under there. Obviously, I didn't pull it out because I think I'm going with the other option, which is connect this motor to this gearbox, which is 2.5 to 1 ratio. So this, the motor spins 2.5 times, and it spins 1 time out here, which means this is 2.5 times the strength. And sticking out from here, I have, excuse all the stuff, lots of construction going on around here. I've got this propeller shaft. It's about 7 feet long, 2.5 meters-ish. And originally I got this stuff from a guy's sailboat. He was selling it. He had an electric drive in his sailboat and he wanted to get rid of it. So I bought it kind of cheap, which was pretty sweet. So I think I'm going to put that together and put it on the Shark Slicer, which is my cargo boat. And it actually was on there. When I originally bought these things, I just put it together on the Shark Slicer and it worked great. I ended up changing it because blah, 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 blah. It did not have a good propeller on it. which is one of the reasons I changed it, because I was like, it's not that efficient. So I'm going to have to build a really nice propeller for it. But other than that, I have most of the parts, except a few that I used for the lumber mill and something else. And this, the end of this motor doesn't fit here because at some point I carved this down to fit something else and blah, blah, blah. So I need to fit this into here, and then I need to figure out how to connect that propeller shaft onto here. The parts I used to have for that, the original ones, are on my lumber mill right now, and it's working great, so I don't want to mess with it. I'll come up with something new here. But all right, first, just got to get this connected into there. And then I can figure out how to mount the whole thing to the boat after. This is one step at a time. Okay, this fits on here pretty snug, and it fits in here pretty snug. Well, that's good. This was actually a piece I took off here because it was a spacer for this thing, so that was a little bit lucky. Now I got the key here, and I do not have the right size key, so I got to carve this down. All right, that fits this guy nicely. Yeah, nice and snug. But does not fit this one. Guess this one's a little tighter. Okay, that fits very snug, which is exactly what I want. All right, my little metal sleeve in there. Looks about right. All right, let's get on here first. Okay. Alright, that sounds like it's turning the motor. This motor speed, where is it? 1800 RPMs, 1800. If it goes through here, it gets reduced by 2.5. It's about 700. Yeah, it's about 700 RPMs. Just a little bit over that, I think. Alright. Maybe I should turn it on for a second and see what it looks like. Nah, let's just keep going. All right, now I got to figure out how to attach the frame of this to the frame of the motor, because obviously I don't want that turning. I want them connected, and the motor fits in a circle that's like right here, really nicely. So I just need something that's gonna hold like, through here to there. Just hold it, Man, I got some screw holes here. Too bad I don't have any on the other sides. Okay, what does the inside of this motor look like? I think I can make some screw holes in other places. I need to dismantle the entire motor. Because even if I know where I can put the holes, if I drill holes into this with it all together, I'm going to end up with all these metal bits inside the motor. Alright. And whenever I do stuff like this, it's just kind of a bunch of parts and making stuff half out of garbage and whatever's around. People always ask, if anyone's around, they'll ask, well, what's it going to be like? Where are you going with this? What's it going to end up looking like? And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm making this up as I go, man. There are some other things I could be working on right now, but there are various reasons I want to do this now, but one of them is that my daughter recently asked me, hey, Jaimie, she calls me Jaimie, even she knows I'm her dad, but anyway. Hey, Jaimie, when are you going to get the boat ready to go again? Because we all went to town yesterday in someone else's boat. And I'm like, why? Do you not like going in other people's boats. She's like, well, I really like going in your boat more. Because even though it takes longer, it is just a way nicer trip. Alright, I gotta pull this off. Fighting against the magnets. Need to not. Hurt myself over the thing. Okay. M9 by 1.25. Okay. I want to keep the same threaded size of these holes. Oh, no, that's too big. Okay, yep, that's the right one. I checked. I have some screws that fit these. Metric holes. Can we all get on the same system? Either metric or imperial noodle units? I don't even care which. Okay, nice and steady. No break in the tap. Now I gotta get all these magnetized bits off. Now I've got some holes right there and there. There are 4 spots I can connect stuff. Why, it's not coming off now. This connection in here is really important because if it's not centered and lined up and blah blah and everything, the thing will just vibrate like crazy, but it's yeah, barely any vibration at all. All right, how does that go there? Not super far off. Could carve these down to fit in this. I had a couple of these sprockets left over from some previous thing and some chain. You know, normally one sprocket fits in the chain, but I took off some of the teeth, so I might have to take off more, but let's see. Oh, nice. All right. So I'll cut the chain to fit that, and that will make a coupler between this and this. And it's also slightly flexible. At one point in the past, I had a motor up in this area and a shaft going through here into the water. So if I use the same hole, and I put my motor somewhere around here, not right there, but somewhere. I need to get this to, oops. Alright, I need to get a picture of this before I erase all the evidence of where all these pieces go. Alright, where do I start? Is that the right direction? No, wait. No. Yeah. Alright, I can get the switch installed today and test out that. Got a propeller operation going on here. Okay, got all those pieces on. I think that's done with the first messy part. The next messy part is sanding. Ooh, that is looking good now. I got it all sanded, which starts with angle grinder and then some hand sanding. And then just wiped a tiny bit of resin over the whole thing and like wiped off as much as I could with a straight edge piece of cardboard. Give it a nice smooth surface. That's just gray spray paint. Let's check out how the boat's doing. Wood's doing good there. I've got my batteries in here, charging them one at a time, because you're supposed to charge each battery individually before connecting them all. And one is fully charged. I'm charging this second one. How's it looking? It's not done yet. Yeah. Anyway, I got the motor installed here. Although I think I definitely actually want to make it a little steadier. It's not terrible, but yeah, I don't really want it wobbly, so I'll probably, I don't want to connect it to that because that's not that strong. So maybe I'll have some extensions coming out here attached to this floor here. Although I think it is usable like this because, you know, that thing there does make a pretty good connection onto here. All right, chain. I have to keep some pliers on the boat so I can connect and detach these. So this part here, which has the bearings, has 2 ball bearings in it, that just fits right into that hole, so I just put it in and it goes right in and just pull it back out. So that's nice and simple. Alright, let's connect a couple solar panels to the motor. Should be enough to at least make it move. We're in the shade right now. So yeah, it's not going to do much. But anyway, that's what it does. Imagine that going much faster. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. It's full sun out right now, but I'm in the shade because, you know, I'm parked in a mostly shady spot. If I take my boat out and park it over at the beach, I'll get a lot more sun and the batteries will charge faster. So right now it's going to take a few more days to get the batteries all the way charged. I could get it done today, maybe tomorrow, if I take the boat out to... But you know what? It doesn't really matter. If it takes like 4 days to charge the batteries or 5 days, it doesn't matter. I don't need to drive the boat like tomorrow. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it sitting here, charge the batteries, and sometime within a week, they'll all be charged. I can connect it all, drive this thing for real. Oh, and the propeller's sticking out of the water because right now it's low tide, and when I parked my boat in here, during low tide my boat is actually on the bottom, so my boat's not even floating. So when it's floating, the propeller's under the water completely, don't worry.